Hospitals feel different at night. During the day, they are filled with the smell of antiseptic, hurried footsteps, and distant voices. But at night, they become something else, something that breathes. The walls feel closer, the lights dimmer, and the silence unbearably loud. Mark, a night shift nurse, had always avoided the old ward on the third floor. Officially, it was closed after a fire years ago. But sometimes, late at night, the elevator stopped there on its own. And when the doors opened, cold air spilled out like the building itself was exhaling.
Please like
That
and
night,
subscribe Horror and channel.
It happened again. The elevator stopped. "Not again," Mark whispered. The doors slid open to reveal a dark corridor. Only one room number was lit at the far end, room 317. That room had been sealed since the fire. Several patients had died there. None survived. At least, that's what the records said. Mark pressed the button to go back down, but before the doors could close, a voice spoke behind him. "Nurse." It was a child's voice. Soft, broken, barely a whisper. Mark slowly turned around. The corridor was empty, but the door to room 317 was slightly open. A weak yellow light leaked from beneath it. Every instinct screamed at him to run. Instead, his feet carried him forward. He pushed the door open. The room looked untouched, white, clean, as if no fire had ever happened. A hospital bed stood in the center. Sitting on it was a small girl, her back facing him. Her long black hair covered her face. "I'm lost," she said quietly. "My mom never came back for me." The temperature dropped with every step Mark took. His breath fogged in the air. "What's your name?" he asked, his voice trembling. The girl slowly turned her head. She had no face, only a dark, hollow void, blood slowly dripping from where her eyes should have been. The lights went out. Mark woke up at the hospital entrance. It was morning. Everything was normal. Staff walking, phones ringing, life continuing. When he told them what happened, no one believed him. Security footage showed that he never left the ground floor, but there was something in his pocket. An old, rusted hospital wristband. A name was written on it. Emily Kay. Room 317. Mark began searching hospital records. Emily was one of the children who died in the fire. But one detail stood out. Body never delivered to family. Burial location unknown. That night, Mark dreamed. Emily stood in complete darkness. "I'm cold," she whispered. "Find me." When Mark woke up, his shoes were covered in mud. The next night, he found himself behind the hospital, standing at the old cemetery. He didn't remember walking there. Fog wrapped around the crooked gravestones. Some had names, many didn't. The ground felt soft, as if it had been disturbed recently. Emily's voice echoed again. "I'm here, but I have no name." Mark followed the sound. He began digging with his bare hands. There was no gravestone, only a small, rotting coffin lid. Suddenly, the cemetery gates slammed shut. The fog thickened. Hands reached up from the graves. Whispers filled the air. "They forgot us. We have no names. Stay with us." Mark opened the coffin. Emily wasn't inside. Only the hospital wristband remained. But the name on it had changed. It now read, Mark R. The ground collapsed beneath him. The next morning, cemetery workers found a new grave. The soil was fresh. The headstone read, Mark R. Night shift. But something strange happened that same night. On the third floor of the hospital, the light in room 317 turned on again. And from inside, a man's voice whispered, "I'm lost. Is anyone coming to get me?"